Hello everyone! So today is a beautiful morning and I thought it would be a good idea to go for a little walk and maybe answer some questions at the same time. So I didn't however remember to write down the questions ahead of time, so I'm just going off of my memory for these. So if you asked one of these questions and I totally messed up your question, I'm sorry. My memory is only so good and I'm an idiot and didn't write it down. But anyway, so the first question is, if I could be any cereal, what cereal would I be? And the answer is shredded wheat, because, I mean, what other cereal is shredded? None of them. It's in the name, it's shredded wheat. That's a powerful cereal right there. Also because, it's good for you. I like being good for people. And yeah, so cereal, shredded wheat, that's what I would be if I were a cereal, or that's what I'd want to be. I'm not saying I am shredded wheat. I feel like that's a little pretentious, but if I were to be a cereal, I would want to be shredded wheat if possible. I understand that it's not always possible. Anyway, another question: what is my favorite YouTuber? And I feel like this is kind of a trick question, because it depends on what I want to watch at the time. And so rather than saying my favorite YouTuber, I'm just going to give a couple of YouTubers that I really like. So we have Shadiversity, who does medieval sort of stuff. Draw with Jazzer, who's actually the brother of Shad, who does Shadiversity. He does art sort of things. As far as vlogging channels, Casey Neistat is a favorite, but everybody likes Casey Neistat. Actually, I don't know if everybody does, but basically everybody that I know of. Well, maybe not even everybody I know of. I suppose that it's possible that there's some people that have not heard of Casey Neistat, and if that's the case, Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, but yeah. Aside from that, I like whatever the YouTube happens to be answering the question I'm trying to get answered for YouTube. So there's that as well. I have a question: why are fire trucks red? And the answer is kind of complicated, because they didn't always used to be red. For a while they were kind of a lime green grasshopper color, at least in Alaska. I don't know about other places, but they've been other colors. I think it's partly a visibility sort of thing, and also they're kind of trying to be representative of kind of what they do. I mean, if there's a more concise and direct answer out there, and let me know, because I've actually never really thought about it. I mean, I just assumed it was a visibility thing, but then I'm thinking about it now, and ambulances usually aren't red. Although there are some that are red, but a lot of them are white, which is also a very visible thing, but I don't know. Yeah, so let me know if you know why fire trucks are red, because I mean, you've heard my theory, but is that actually the answer? I don't know. Let me know. I'm just going to take a quick moment here and just show you. This is kind of where I was walking over to. The trees have gotten quite a bit taller since the last time I was here. But you can kind of see through the trees there. That's a river. And I'm up on top of a hill, so that's why I'm not actually walking down to the river. But so beautiful. It's so good to be back. Anyway, other questions. We had a question: what is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? And I feel like that's a very deep question. And so initially I was just gonna come up with like some pithy response to that and be like, oh, you know, but I feel like it requires a great deal of contemplation to come up with an appropriate answer. And so I didn't want to do something just like funny, haha. So I was thinking about it, and the meaning of life, I feel like it varies a lot. So my short response would be it depends. But my slightly more longer answer, the meaning of life is so that, you know, we can learn things, at least in my opinion. Now, that's not to say other people don't have other opinions, and that's not to say that there aren't other meanings of life, but I think by and large, our goal is to learn things, and so that's at least the meaning of life for me. As far as the universe, what is the meaning of the universe? I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty abstract concept. I mean, like, yeah, there's the physical universe and like things that we can feel, but at the same by the same token, like the concept of this outwardly expanding space-time continuum that goes on forever, it's kind of hard to comprehend in any sort of real sense, and as such, I feel like contemplating the meaning of it can be a little not pointless, but it's hard to view it in a way that has real application, if that makes sense. Anyway, so meaning of life, to learn things. Meaning of the universe, relevancy, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like, there was another question. Why do we drive on parkways and park on driveways? The answer to which is because we use the English language, and the English language likes doing weird things, because we just like stole all the bits of the language that we could from other languages, which is really fun. Anyway, so yeah. Oh look, there's some ice. Here, come look at this. This is something that I find super cool. It's when mud freezes. So if you see here, like there's like little crystal marks in the mud where the ice has frozen, and it just like imprints itself on the mud because the mud is soft enough that as the ice is freezing, or as the water is freezing and turning to ice, its crystalline structure can then be, you know, imposing itself upon the mud. So it's kind of like dirt snowflakes, only on a larger scale than snowflakes, and not really as pretty, but it's just really kind of cool to me that it does that. Also, there's just something really satisfying about ice and just the sound it makes when it cracks. Like, super satisfying. I could sit here all day and just break ice. Actually, I can't, because, you know, I've got other things I have to do, but barring nothing else to do, I would just sit here and break ice all day. It's just so satisfying. Oh, there's some water underneath that one. The most of these are just have air underneath them, but that one actually had water underneath it. That's fun. Anyway. So then the last question for today is, if you had a hammer, what would you do? The answer is, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, I'd hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. That's all the questions I have for today. If there was a question that you had that I didn't answer, leave it in a comment and I will try and answer it in the future. If there's something you'd like to see me do, let me know, because this is kind of the bit where it's like I can only answer questions that I get asked. Well, I can make up questions, but you know, that's less fun. So if you've got questions, please let me know so that I can answer them. Anyway, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.